So when we take our marriage vows, we invariably say we will be together in sickness and in health, through all the ups and downs in life and everything. Then why is it that when it comes to counseling, sometimes we kind of hesitate? Or what does it really take to get a partner to come for counseling? Hi, and welcome to CoupleTales.life, the colorful shades of grey. So Geetu, how do you get your partner really to accompany you for counseling? And why is it that it should require an effort really? Because it benefits both, in that sense. So.
It's a topic obviously very close to my heart. The whole counseling bit of it. It's really sad, because like you said, when we take the vows, it is for in sickness and in health and whatever, life and death and etc. etc. But the thing is that normally it is difficult, especially to get a male spouse, to come for counseling. And it's really sad actually, because it's just it's confidential, it is very ethical, it is a safe space. You can actually sort out your troubles, and they just don't want to go, right? So I'm also sighing that if only people were open to it. But so I was also wondering when we got this from a subscriber, and the question was so simple: how do I just really get my spouse to go for counseling? And I was thinking, one of the thing was that, how, and I'm asking this question to myself and to everybody else, is emotionally, how balanced is a marriage? And I started thinking and I started observing and noticing that the emotional working of a marriage is always so much on the woman's shoulder. So women adjust, so women see, okay, women will take, women will do this and all. And it's really sad, because when we say, especially in today's day and age, when we are equal partners, why is it that emotionally we cannot? Because actually, honestly, if we partner each other emotionally, most of your other problems will dissipate.
Sure.
Right? So yes, I understand the difficulty. Now here again, if your spouse is not coming, you know what? Don't also only give yourself an option of going for counseling together. That just take a step back and say, okay, because this is what I've seen. I've actually seen this in life working with people, is that a lot of times the woman actually comes to me alone and, is in counseling for her marriage. And, the changes that she goes through actually a lot of time either dissipates the problem or inspires the guy or makes it easy for him to come, because somewhere there is a lot of blame game happening. See, we're all in marriages. It's like such a challenging freaking relationship. It's like you wake up every day and you work on it, and some days are damn good and some days are like so frustrating. So it's not a one-day job, right? My experience has been that, like I say, start with yourself. Okay, so I've had people who've come to me, and these people, when they actually started working on themselves, means if there is a 50% of you working, 50% of me working on myself, if you're going to wait and say, no, only when you bring the 50%, I will bring the 50%, and then it will become 100%, and then I will go, versus, okay, you want your spouse to come, you are acknowledging that there is a problem in the marriage, or there is a need for counseling. Let's not say problem. So then what you do is, okay, you go, at least figure out your 50%. And like I said, a lot of them, it became easier for them to do it. It is, I always keep saying this, first empower yourself, right? And when you empower yourself, And also the stigma, Vivek, around this counseling, and the more conventional you are, the more the stigma ki I don't need. See, earlier typically families used to get involved, there was wisdom around. Now a lot of people also choose to keep this private, they don't want to, and that should be respected. So it was very interesting. I have this really dear friend who actually went through a divorce, okay? And I was talking to him and he said, no, I've like recently got divorced, and of course you feel bad, like, right? So I was asking him and I said, so are you okay now? So it was very, very interesting because he came to me and he said, Arey, Geetu, I don't know, मेरे को ऐसे इतना easily I didn't want to take this call. I went to this Pandit, he told me, put this ring. I went to this one, he told me, like he actually said that. That guy told me, you color this wall red, ye energy jayega. Then he went did feng shui, etc., etc. And he told me, sab try kiya, Geetu, sab try kiya. Then फिर समझ में आया कि it is really not working. And I just asked him a very simple question and I said, did you try couple counselling? And he said, no.
And these are educated people.
These are educated people.
Look at it.
So, it's not like you're not putting in the effort of going to some guy and saying, I'll wear this gem, I'll color. So then what is it? So that also got me thinking that is it very easy to say one stone is going to sort my problem when you know deep down that I need to confront something. So a lot of times that is also, see, because typically the male, I'm not expressive, I cannot talk. These are the things that the counselor takes care of.
Okay.
That is their expertise. So don't stop yourself from going there because I can't. Then the thing is, अरे अभी ये वहाँ पर जाके वापस झगड़ा करेगी. So at least get the information. Otherwise, you take care of yourself. I hope that your husband or spouse or partner is inspired to go. Otherwise, you can't. Counseling is something that you cannot force upon anyone, because when you do a session, there will be help given to you, but if you don't implement that help, then there's no point. Then it's about going somewhere, venting, not doing anything. So that is what it is. It's not an easy thing.
So, Geetu, from what I'm getting, and from your friend's example, it could also be that sometimes you're in denial and think that I don't think this counseling really, works or whatever. It is our problem. And you said something very interesting. See, earlier we lived with not just a joint family with our parents or whatever. So it was always, they said कि हमारे तजुर्बे से
yes,
सीख लो,
absolutely, yes.
Today, you're a nuclear family, you're living by yourself. Strangely, with all the education, we would not want to go to a professional. Sometimes we're hesitant to say that, do we need an external person into our... So I don't know if it's an ego so much or thinking this whole thing through that it's best to go to some... Like if I'm hurting, I should go to a doctor.
No, but it's amazing because you're going to a person who's unbiased, who's fair, who's professional, who's expert, and who's going to sort it out for you, not because they are telling you do this. You are actually sorting out your problem through that person. So as a counselor, I'm not saying go and do this. You're taking the person on a journey, making them understand on their own. What is my... So it's not a simple, you go to a counselor and he'll say, kal se tum aisa karo. It's not writing a prescription. Yeah, it's about a discovery, and that's why it's so important to go there willfully. So even forcing your spouse to go there and then coming out and the spouse not taking any efforts to change is actually worse.
So again it goes back to how invested you are.
Yes.
And you're willing to help the situation as well.
Yes.
Because if you can go and get a ring or do whatever, and I'm not discounting any of that, then why not try this as well?
No, and also like I said, I began this by saying just becoming conscious that the emotional ingredient of your relationship is not only on the woman. Right? Just to become conscious that I I also need to contribute. Today you're okay taking your wife's salary, right? And telling her, okay, go out and earn, and it's double income and no kids and all that stuff that happens, right? But when it comes to the emotional part, then why aren't you sharing that?
I think what I like, or my takeaway from this is counseling. I think the way you've put
Yes.
together, more than the whole process or whatever, what I really like is the fact that a counselor is not going to give you an instruction manual and say do this or that, but more navigate you through the path that you're facing obstacles with, you know.
And also make you realize that, you know, whether, like, where are you going wrong individually, where are you going wrong together. So if you look at it as a want to sort out something, then you will sort it out. If you're going to say I don't have an option, then it's okay. And really, Vivek, I want to say this, that also when the spouses don't go there, and I want to say this to men and women both, that then, you know, go deeper and actually ask yourself the question that why am I not going? That is a very important question, because then you understand whether I'm not ready to confront, I already know what my problems are, I don't want to work on that. Then be honest to your partner about it. At least then, you know, that partner is not thinking, you know, because you live in the hope that if he comes for counseling or if she comes for counseling, then it's going to solve all my problems. So at least bring that honesty, if nothing else, right?
I think that's some great thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, for us to ponder on. And what my takeaway from this, another takeaway from this is that why not go to an unbiased opinion? Because anybody else in our environment, there will always be a bias, no matter what really happens. It's not humanly possible.
Correct.
People do tend to take sides, so it is going to happen. So why not give it a shot? Only if you want to invest in the
Absolutely. And there was another part of this question which was very interesting, and that was the subscriber had written, should I do counseling during the good times or should I do it when times get bad? I just want to say that completely depends on what is your perspective as a unit, as a team, to nurture your relationships. So I don't think there's a good time or a bad time. There's just a time when you feel I need some help outside of me. And that's what it is, you know. And really the question I want to leave you all with is that why is it that I'm not seeking help? Because, you know, we trivialize a lot of things, and then when you experience the session, that's when you realize, wow, this is helping. So maybe the fundamental question to ask is, do I actually want to save my marriage or my relationship? And that should be enough. If you want to save, then you'll do anything, right? And it's difficult for partners to be in a relationship where, you know, the other partner is not open and stuff. But having said that, the partner who's open to counseling and the other who's not should also not fall into the trap of saying that because he's not coming for counseling, my stuff is not getting sorted. That is also a wrong track to be in. Then it's better to go alone, sort out your stuff, and I have really seen this practically happening, guys. It really changes.
So I just like to wind up by saying that you're actually watching this in private, but on a public platform. You know, you're actually watching this episode. So why not give it a shot with an unbiased opinion? This is Vivek Kapoor signing off from coupletales.live. The colorful shades of grey. Do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell icon, because you can benefit from a whole lot of more people around you can benefit from our episodes. You never know what the next question really could be.
Correct. And I'm Geetu Purkayastha. Don't forget to leave a comment in our YouTube channel. See you.